Hi there, it's Scott here for the Curling Store, and today we're going to talk about footwear maintenance. So most curling shoes when they're new come with a 1-year supplier warranty against material defects. Some of these items are not covered by standard supplier warranties as they're considered regular wear and tear. The first one we'll talk about is toe coating, and you see this shoe is a little older. We can see it does have the toe coating on there. And what happens is, especially with new curlers, is we put a lot of weight on our trailing foot. It gives us a sense of security when we're sliding out of the hack and keeps us more balanced because you're kind of pushing your rudder into the ice. But what will happen, especially if you don't have the toe coating on there, is you'll start to see premature wear on the toe of the shoe. This is not something that's typically covered by a supplier warranty. You can toe coat over a little bit of damage or deterioration, that's not a problem, but you don't want to wait until the toe is completely caved in because you can't get that back. You can toe coat over it, but you can't really get that back. So you want to kind of keep that toe nice and rigid. We do well over 100 toe coats every season. So I know I do it on all my shoes. Not only does it protect your toe from premature wear, but it also allows you to slide with less effort. It's more slippery on your back toe. You can push and slide with more effort. So I toe coat all my shoes before I even take them on the ice. One of the other things that we see very commonly is premature wear on the sides of the shoe. The side of a curling stone is like sandpaper. Many of these shoes come with leather uppers. When you take a leather upper and rub sandpaper on it, you start to see deterioration like this. What can happen over time is I've seen these shoes completely white all the way around the front. And especially if you have any threads or seams, even on synthetic uppers, if you have any threads or seams on the side, you can wear through those seams, and I've seen these actually come detached from the shoe. And again, this is not something that's covered by supplier warranty. Can be avoided by moving the stones with the side of your foot. I would typically use the bottom of my gripper shoe to kind of set my foot on top of the rock like that and push it back rather than using the sides of my shoes. It's a little bit unavoidable in some cases. And one of the things to keep in mind, especially if you're looking at a synthetic upper, if you rub again, sandpaper on the side of a cloth material, you're going to start to see pillies coming up, and those may come off on the ice, or you might start to see holes in the side of your curling shoes. One thing that we do a lot here in the store is we actually change the grippers on the bottom of the shoe. So your gripper, it's designed for grip, and it's also it's like a tire. The more grippy it is, the faster it's going to wear out. So these can be changed. It does take 2 to 3 days to change them. If you start to see flat spots on your gripper, or if you're feeling just a little bit uncomfortable with your gripper foot not having as much traction as what you're used to, this is something that can be done. If you have a Velcro attached gripper, they're easy to change. These ones take a little bit more effort because we have to grind that, and then we have to glue new gripper material on there, but it's not the end of your shoes. It's something that can be fixed. Just need it for a couple days, so you don't want to do it. We typically do them at the start of the season, Christmas time, where there's a little bit of a break, and then at the end of the season because people can go without their shoes for a few days. The third thing is excessive perspiration. So a lot of us, these shoes are all lined. So when we're out playing on the curling ice, especially if you're a sweeper on the front end, if you're bigger, like me, my feet tend to sweat a lot. So what I do after the curling game is I actually remove the insoles from my shoe and let the shoe air dry. I don't store it in my trunk. When it's cold, the shoe never has a chance to dry out. I don't store it in my locker, which is damp. I take them home with me and I leave them in my entryway with the insoles out, and the insole retains a lot of that moisture and can impact the glue that holds the sole to the bottom of the shoe. So if you let your shoes completely dry out, you're going to get a lot more durability. If you're playing a lot and and your feet sweat a lot and you're more competitive, you might want to consider something like a cedar shoe tree. What a cedar shoe tree does is you put it in your wet shoe after the game, and it sucks all the moisture into the wood. The wood absorbs the moisture. You can pick up a set of shoe trees in your size for 20 bucks on Amazon. So that's something to keep in mind too. That also I've seen some people that use cedar shoe trees all the time in their curling shoes, and they look brand new even after 6 or 7 years. So if you can keep some of these things in mind, these things are not typically covered by supplier warranties. Keep these in mind when you're using your curling shoes. You'll get more durability, you'll keep the shoe in better shape, and they'll last you longer. So that's kind of what you're looking for. Check out more of our videos at thecurlingstore.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel.